Sup guys, so in about 24 hours time we are going to have a new spotlight, alright, which is going to be Sersi. Alright, before we move on to this new spotlight, let's just talk a little bit about Tina. I think there's very little to talk about Tina. She is at worst, okay, no matter how skeptical you are about it, she's at worst an A tier card. In fact, I'll easily say that she's S tier. Alright, she slots into many decks. Whether is it bounce, small packages, or you just want to play Hope Summers and then trigger one small card with one big card kind of thing. She's great. Just looking from power perspective, Tina is fantastic. And if we were to talk about bringing other things like she can combat lockdowns and all kind of thing, she's easily an S tier card. Right, so let's move on to the new spotlight that will be coming up in 24 hours time. Sersi, Mick, Phoenix Force. Now before we talk about Sersi, let's talk about the other two cards, Phoenix Force and Mick. Now Mick plays in a very traditional discard deck, and I would think that Mick is a good to have, but well, he doesn't really make a difference, right? He really doesn't make a difference. Your preferred one cost card to play is still Blade, assuming you get a nice position, right? Otherwise, nah, he doesn't really make an impact. Alright, so definitely skippable, no go in terms of if you want to get Mick. Right, Phoenix Force is a card that is very, very combo driven. So if you miss the combo, pretty much the deck is pretty much dead in that sense. Alright, I know that there are people who are in high infinite playing this particular archetype, and they are doing very, very well. I think they are like top 200, top 100 kind of thing, right? But it requires a lot of devotion to it, which most people won't, right? So in summary, the other two cards make Phoenix Force are total darts, especially both are series 4. Alright, so let's take a look Sersi, because if we are going to open for this week, it will be only for Sersi. Alright, and Sersi's effect is basically you transform your other cards here into random cards that cost 1 more if able. Alright, so here's the thing, a lot of people say nah, she's gonna suck, alright, because you don't know what you're gonna transform, what you're gonna get. Yes, that is definitely true. Alright, but we also have to look at one general rule, which is cards that cost more typically have higher power. And the objective of this game is, well, to put power onto the board. So that is the first thing that we have to remember. Alright, and there are certain combos that can come into play. Alright, it's not that you have zero decision about what you're changing. Remember, the ability is transform your other cards here. Alright, so it only impacts the cards here. It doesn't impact across the entire board. It doesn't turn your entire board topsy-turvy. Okay, and there are a few very straightforward combos that you can play with Sersi. For example, you can play a Shuri Sersi. Alright, so your Sersi becomes a 14 power, and your Shuri it transforms. Alright, so Shuri is somewhat balanced. It's balanced in the sense that she is a very, very weak card by herself. Alright, so essentially you are playing your 4 cost and your 5 cost into one single card, the card that doubles. Right, but with Sersi doubles, so she becomes a 514, which is very, very solid stats. Remember, Red Skull is a red 514 with drawbacks. Okay, and your Shuri becomes a 5 cost. So imagine if with that play, your Shuri becomes, let's say, a Red Skull. Essentially, you are getting 21 power on board. Alright, you're getting 21 power at for 9 energy, right? 4, 5. No, sorry, you're not getting 21, you're getting 28 power. You're getting, sorry about the maths, alright? You're getting 28 power because your Sersi becomes 14, your Red Skull, your Shuri becomes a Red Skull, that's 28 power. Alright, so that is massive. That is huge. Okay? And if let's say it becomes, your Shuri becomes maybe a Black Bolt, that is also good. Alright, because you trigger ability and you cause them to discard a card. Alright, so there is very little downside. You can transform the void. Alright, so instead of that -8, it becomes something useful. And the bar for clearing that is very, very low because anything is better than -8. Alright, or you can transform your broodlings. Alright, you can transform your brood and your broodlings into 4 cores. Right, and look, now you have 3-4 cores on hand on the board as compared to 3 cores. Other than having 2 power cards. So what is the bar to clear? Very low. So in such scenarios, playing Sersi, you are looking at very high potential upside with very, very limited downside. So what is there to fear when you trigger? Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Alright, probably nothing. Alright, and that's why I think that Sersi is going to be at least a decent card. Okay, as to what is the exact ceiling, exact potential it can bring out. Alright, what are the possible combos? To be very honest, to be very fair, I haven't exactly thought much about it. The one that comes to mind will be Shuri. Alright, Shuri Sersi is pretty good. Okay, but of course, that is just one combo. Clearing out junk, probably the void, probably it could serve as a backup to Annie, right? But then again, you will be thinking, well, I would still want to play Annie no matter what. So yeah, and getting Sersi just for a backup plan, does it really make sense? I don't know, right? But what I'm saying in this video is that I don't think Sersi is going to be a bad card. She is going to be at least a decent card, alright, a solid card, but I don't know how great she is going to be. Okay, so my stance on this upcoming Spotlight Week is hold your keys, see what happens with Sersi, see what everyone is brewing with her, alright, because the other 2 cards sucks to the max, alright. And if you are opening, you're just opening for Sersi. She's going to be a decent card at the very worst. Alright, definitely fun. The fun level is definitely there. So if you are someone who values fun very highly, go for it. Okay, otherwise, I think we can wait maybe 1-2 days or even 3 days and see what everyone is cooking with her. I believe she might turn into a very plausible pickup along the way. Right, I am not entirely sold her just yet, but I don't think she will stink.